Join us as we sit down with remarkable individuals from various walks of life who faced their fair share of obstacles and emerged with positivity. Each episode, you'll hear inspiring stories, actionable tips, and wisdom that can supercharge your own journey when using adversity as motivation. Let's learn together. Welcome to Lauer Power.
Welcome to another special episode of Lauer Power, where we use adversity as motivation. Alongside Chad Lauer, my name is Chad Evans, and we are here in the Summer Leadership Series. Don't worry, we're not going to make it boring for you. Big thanks to our sponsors, GDK Development, Brian G. Persing Masonry, and the plumbing outlet out there in Cole Township. Thanks so much for helping us along so we are able to do these podcasts and spread the knowledge upon the ears of the listeners out there in the world, Chad.
What an intro that was, man.
I didn't even write any of that down.
No, that was...
I'm a trained professional.
You are a professional. You know what's funny? We were at a golf tournament recently. Me, you, Mr. Krebs, and Colin Cedar.
Yeah, Krebs usually pushes the buttons for our podcast.
He is our man behind the scenes, and he's on PTO today.
Yeah, PTO, sure. Yeah, well, I'm doing both. I'm on air and behind the scenes.
So listen, I got to tell a story. Usually, you are the local famous person when we're out and about.
There's a difference between fame and well-known.
Well, you're very well-known.
I'm well-known.
When we are sponsoring golf tournaments or out and about or just having a drink, usually they're like, oh my gosh, that's Chad Evans. Well, at the CSO, at the CSO golf tournament, a star was born. And that star was one Michael Krebs, because from 2 holes over, we heard what, Chad? What did we hear from 2 holes over?
Oh, my God. That's the guy from Kinsey.
That's the guy from Kinsey. And the rest of the day, everywhere we went, everybody was like, is that the guy from Kinsey? That's the guy from Kinsey. And Michael Krebs was a star of the day. And they had no clue who you were.
Loved it.
And surely had no clue who I was. But man, was that fun to see Michael have his day of fame.
The rock star tops everybody.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Everybody.
Yeah. He said to me, he goes, I was a big nerd my whole life when I was a kid.
Was.
And I said, not anymore, pal. And then I told him, I said, you know what my thing is? What do you call nerd when you get older? Boss, right? Yeah. He thought that was a good one. So anyway, our Summer Leadership Series continues with the topic of the episode, which is legacy leadership. Okay, this one's really important to me. And honestly, I was thinking about our sponsors for this episode because Gene Welsh, right? Mike McLaughlin and Brian Persing have already left a ridiculous legacy, right? We have the now mayor of Shamokin, right, in Mike McLaughlin.
Yep.
We have years of being the president of the school board and sponsoring nearly everything in the city of Shamokin in Brian Persing. And Gene Welsh, obviously, has done so much and now has the Welsh Center, which he donated, which is just awesome. A gym that has so many activities. And my question to the audience is, what is your legacy going to be? Okay, so the leadership topic of the day is legacy leadership, leaving your mark, right, in your community. So I have a few things here that we're going to go over. What is a legacy? It's always what people remember about you. And one of the things I'll tell you is they're going to remember more of how you made them feel, how you led them, and how you lived your life, right? Like, so Chad, you make people laugh, man, right? Like your legacy back in the day was you would deliver Tiger News to people and make us laugh every morning, right? And then you've added on to that every year, starting businesses. You were DJing events, you were doing weddings. On people's like biggest days, you left a legacy that they remembered forever. Now you were on the radio. People drove to work with you for years, still do. You've produced funny videos, things of that nature, right? So that's a really cool legacy, right? And you're just getting started, okay? So there's a few things. It's called LEAD. Lift others up. 1, encourage people, right? Celebrate others' successes. Don't be jealous of them. 2, effort always, right? If you're not hustling, okay, people are going to remember what your effort was, right? More than your talent. Attitude, showing up with a positive mindset, even if things are rough, okay? That's L.E.A. And D, do the right thing. Your character shows when nobody's watching, okay? So what I talk about often, and I talked about this to my players recently, is, if you're wearing, say, a Shamokin or a Mount Carmel or a Southern Columbia or a Bucknell or Susquehanna jersey, you represent thousands of people who came before you. And you're also representing thousands of people who are going to come after you. And you have a very, very, very short period of time to represent your school and your community, right? And you have to decide, this is in sports, how you're going to represent that. In professional work, if you work at a hospital, you're representing your profession. If you have a business with your family's name on it or whatever you call it, you're representing that. And hopefully you're honoring those people that came before you as well as those people that are going to come after you. Okay? So that's number 1. I don't care whether it's sports, professional work, etc. What do you want your legacy to be? Number 2, you represent your name. Right? So you represent your family's name, your great-grandparents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, and eventually your kids, right? So what do you want to do when you're representing your name? Okay? I take this stuff really seriously. I think you should take that responsibility really, really, really seriously. Okay. And one of the coolest examples I've seen, I've recently taken the assistant girls varsity basketball job, and almost every girl on our team plays soccer, but our Southern Columbia girls soccer does something that's really, really cool. They will gift the number that they wore to the next one in line. So if you're rocking number 23 or 10 or whatever it is, they will actually write a letter to the freshmen coming up after they've graduated, letting them know what that jersey means or meant to them. Okay? And you carry the weight of that when you come in and put that jersey on. And they've had tremendous success, but I absolutely love that they take the legacy of those that came before them and they pass it on to those that are coming next. And they also then run a soccer camp where those current players are then teaching, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade girls what it means to be a Southern Columbia soccer player. And that's one example, right? There's other examples of many other sports and businesses that do that. But man, does it leave a legacy. And those 4 years go so fast, right? Same thing, like we're going into year 8 at Lauer Media. Man, I can't believe it. We're going on a decade, okay? But I hope anybody that's ever worked here, takes that they're putting my name on their profession very seriously. And I hope those that come next do the same, right? So I think it's really important when we make life decisions and we're being leaders, what we want our legacy to be. So leadership topic of this episode is legacy leadership. Chad, anything to add to that?
I was, when Southern Columbia girls soccer team, when they do that, did they get that from somebody or was that like... I
have no clue, but I respect the heck out of it.
It's really great. And it just, shows and develops a team culture.
It's a
for
culture,
years. It's really cool.
It's a culture that, I think, I tell you, part of my leadership is I think I'm pretty open-minded. I'm willing to learn from anybody, anywhere, anytime. And the thing I learned from Coach Stein and Coach Spots and, Derek and Frank Fulmer and those guys, I don't know who started it, but I've watched them. I think this was their 20th year of the soccer camp. I've watched them build a culture, right, that is just awesome. But I think it's those little things like, and you know, I haven't read the letters, but I'm willing to bet you that they're not about I scored the most goals,
and definitely,
or I had the most assists. I bet you they're about all of the other things that come with being a part of a team, right? And picking each other up, and all these LEAD acronyms that I just went through. I'd be willing to bet that's what those letters mean. Okay. And I'm fortunate enough to see it right now as I'm coaching. Every girl on our team almost plays soccer. So it's just really, really cool. But I'll tell you what, when we think about like the successes of a Gene Welsh, right? Eventually your legacy matters, right?
Sure.
That Welsh Center is going to be here for a really, really long time.
It's
right?
your brand, what it is.
The plumbing outlet and what Mike McLaughlin is doing, he'll be remembered as mayor, right? For maybe some good and bad, but like he's going to be remembered for things that he implements now years later. Okay. I know you are, I know I am. And we try, listen, there's some bad things I've done. I am not perfect, but I'm hoping that the good outweighs the bad.
It should.
Right? That's my goal when I wake up. I also don't want somebody to think, oh man, he thinks he's perfect or he is perfect. 'Cause many people know I'm not, but I want people to understand I'm willing to admit it, and I'm willing to try to improve anybody that is in my life, anybody that's in my community, anybody that I coach or teach, with the knowledge that we're going to make mistakes, right? But we're still going to try to fix them and do the right thing. So, leadership topic of the day. I want you all to start thinking about it. Okay. And I don't care how young or old you are, you can change it. Okay. Is what do you want your legacy to be? And start building on that legacy. If you think about episode 1, this is episode 2 on this leadership series. You can't build a legacy unless you're willing to be the man or woman in the arena. Right. So there's a method to the madness here. And I hope you take something from this episode and put it into action in your life.
Big thanks to our sponsors here with Lauer Power, again, GDK Development, the Plumbing Outlet, Brian G. Persing Masonry, Summer Leadership Series, and good job, Chad. Well done.
Appreciate you, buddy. Can't wait to get started on the next one.
Are you a business owner, a leader, or an aspiring achiever looking to turn life's challenges into powerful fuel for your success? You've come to the right place. Get ready to unlock the secrets to turning life's hardships into your most powerful ally. Your hosts, along with our incredible guests, will help you tap into your own Lauer Power and guide you towards the success you've always dreamed of.